All right. Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my Quilting Live. If you are new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notifications when I'm live, and like and share my videos. All right, you tell everybody what you got to say.
I walk up live.
Welcome to Tiffany's Sunday Live.
Saturday live.
You gotta tell the camera. Say welcome to Tiffany's Quilting Live.
Quilting live. Welcome to Tiffany's Quilting Live.
What are we doing today? What are we gonna do? We're gonna quilt?
Yes.
What are we gonna quilt? This?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So today I have decided, as the title says, to quilt panels. I have two of exactly the same panels there, but backed exactly the same with the same batting, same everything. And I'm going to quilt them. Well, attempt to quilt them exactly the same. No two quilts ever come out the same unless you're using some kind of computer system. But we're free motion quilting here. So let's see if I can't. They're spray basted already. And ready for me to do. So here's the panel.
Wow.
That I'm doing.
Tiffany, that's it.
We're doing these panels. It's something Disney.
I got it to be
just two little baby quilts that we're doing today. And I'm just going to free motion quilt pretty much the most simplest way possible by, if I can get this to go because you're in my way and I'm squishing you. They both have flannel on the back, which is Curious George. You probably saw that before I even opened it. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to just quilt around everything in the eyes. I'll quilt around the eyes, the noses, the ears, anything that has bows, I'll quilt around it. I'm just going to use white thread, and then I'm going to change my free motion quilting foot out to a regular sewing foot, and then I'll quilt around the border, and then put like a second line in this one. And probably maybe something in the background. Not sure just yet. Kind of just going to go with it. So let's say hi to everyone. We got Aunt
Hi,
everyone. We got June. We got Chris.
Yes.
We got Teresa and Betty.
Betty.
So hi guys, welcome. Let's see who else we got. It says R-O. Oh my goodness, I can't read that far. Rowena Goad. Okay, then Cindy. We got Elaine. We got Anna. So I had two of these panels, and I was like, it's too cold to be outside on the long arm, so I have decided to I spray basted these with some batting and some backings, and just going to do two of them the same. My panel is actually a little bit bigger because I didn't have enough backing, but that's okay because I put the panels on here, just selvage. So I will trim it down a specific length from the inner blue border that's built into this. So that way it makes it easier to make them both exactly the same. And then I'll probably bind them both in like a blue or a white or something that I have enough of to bind two baby quilts with. So they're pretty much a yard of fabric by a yard of fabric, or a yard of fabric by 44 inches or something like that. So yeah, that's what they are. And the screen is popping up. So my little helper here today is sitting on my lap until I start to work. Let's see, who else we said? Okay, we got Terry. I already saw June. We got Mary. Yep. So welcome guys to another Sew Sunday. All right. So are you going to stand right here? Because I cannot quilt with you on my lap. You know that, right? Yeah, so you have to go somewhere else. You have to either stand next to Tiffy, or we can attempt to quilt with you on my lap. How's that? You want to attempt it first, but if I can't do it, you can't stay. So you going to try then?
Yes.
Okay. Tiffy can't do it, though. You got to go. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Vicky. Let's see. Did I say Mary? Yeah, I already saw Mary. Just make sure. Thumbs up. So I'm not using a phone or a tablet or anything today. I'm trying to read from the computer screen itself, but the computer, as you guys can tell, is actually scooted closer to me so that you can see the quilting, hopefully. So you can hopefully see quilting. And with panels, you can do whatever you want with panels. Now, these panels have all the busyness in the middle, pretty much. So it kind of aims at the middle. So I know most batting has that every 3 to 4 inch quilt things. So some of them, if you want to just do whatever in the background, go ahead and do that. A lot of panels are easy to quilt. You can do an edge to edge on a panel and it's going to look really good. But you could also outline things. And that is what we're going to do today, is outline the characters and their bows and stuff. So that way it gives that part a pop. And I'm not going to worry about quilting in between anything. So like in the ears, I won't, just going around them. In the eye spaces and just going around them. I'm only bringing out definition to those spots. So that way it gives it, I don't know, a really cool look, but it's super easy. So we're going to get started by lifting this up. And I'm going to come over to the exact center, which just so happens to be Minnie Mouse.
Those are so many.
And again, I'm using white thread on the top and in the bobbin. And I'm going to start by dropping my needle right here on one of the edges. And I'm going to pull up my bobbin thread to the top. That screen thing keeps coming up. This is why I use a phone usually, because I can't see past it. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I'm trying to read past this one. I have a couple of panels to quilt. I've been afraid to start. Don't be afraid to start panels, guys. This is, of all the things, panels make it easy for you. Like, seriously, every single panel makes it easy. They have something on them that you can just follow. So if you're afraid to meander or you're afraid to whatever, this is just following the lines. So don't be afraid to pull out the panels and just use your needle and thread to trace around things. Makes it so much easier. So glad she does that. I was worried there for a while, and usually I just sit and watch. Oh, okay. I'm trying to read. All right, so I have my top and bobbin thread pulled up to the top. And on my machine, I didn't have to change anything. Sometimes I change the stitch length because I'm creating my own stitch length. But I have it at the number 3, which is probably what I was using last time I was doing something. I do need to find the pedal. And with her on my lap, I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to drop my needle down and up to tie it off. And now also for free motion quilting, you could put on your gloves. These came from Anna, I think. These were from Anna. Also, they have the white machiner's gloves. I have those as well. These ones are a little bit awkward to put on, but they work. I'm going to attempt to quilt without gloves at first, only because I have her on my lap, and if I need to smack her hand away, then I can do that quickly without the gloves on. Because you guys know her with this whole trying to mess with my machine, but you're not going to touch it, are you? Say, no touch. All right, let's read the comments before we make it go.
Yes,
hi, let's see. Thank you. Hi, Linda. First time. Oh, your first time watching, Rowena. Cool.
Cool.
I have a little copycat. She tries to copy everything. So now that I have this knocked down, what I'm going to do is twist this a little towards me. And I am going to follow around Minnie's outer part first. So I'll hold this up so you can see. I'm going to follow around her outer part first, around the ears. And when the ears meet up with another character, I'm just going to go around those indentations from where other pieces come in, because I'm going to be going around those too. And now Mickey Mouse's ear right here is kind of right next to Minnie Mouse. So I'm just going to follow her with the white thread separating the Minnie and Mickey. And then when I get to Mickey, I will refollow that line and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start by coming towards me until I'm going around this. And you have to turn these things, but panels are small. They're not very big. They're mainly for babies. I did not build around this or nothing. I just threw it on with some backing, with some batting, and called it a day. So I'm just going to start quilting. And you don't have to be exact. And then you just twist as you need, adjusting the project.
Why are you sewing in black?
I'm sewing with white on the black.
White in black.
And it may help to take that original start thread and cut that off because I tied it off.
With contrast.
This is going to get so hot with you on my lap here, kiddo.
I'm making a circle.
Yeah, making a circle. So we're going to come right here. And do our best to come around this ear real quick. So it's probably better if you're not so far away from the project, but unfortunately I have a child on my lap, so.
I'm making a square.
No, we're not making a square. I prefer to quilt towards me, if that makes any sense, but I can quilt in all directions. But since I'm trying to follow a line, it makes more sense to come towards me. Following these lines. And I'm not going super fast. Nope, not going super fast. Did you fart? Because it stinks. You farted, didn't you? It's a stinky butt. Oh my goodness. That's so bad. So bad, and my nose is right underneath it. God. Woo! It's so stinky.
That's like your hair in the face.
You can tell everyone use a stinky door right now.
It's stinking going out.
You're so stinky. Horrible. Horrible child.
Don't tell me. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we're going around Minnie.
I stopped.
See how easy it is to move now, even in a smaller throat machine, which I've showed you guys in the past, like a long time ago. You can even do these in the smaller throat machines. Hey, you can't put your head in my eyes. I can't see.
I can't see too.
Almost to the beginning of Minnie Mouse, and then we can go inside. And what I'll probably do is quilt around her little dots and the bows in her hair too. But we'll do that when I get to it.
Why am I making a
So I'm coming to right here where I started, and then I'm going to go around the face part. So now I'm going to start taking this up and around the face part, you know, right here around this, because now I went out around the outside. And if you hear yelling or screaming, that's the baby in the background.
Sis is in our house. I can't see. I saw a Minnie Mouse faces.
Mm-hmm.
It's double boot.
So if I could do this, guys, with a child, a 4-year-old on my lap, then you guys can do this too. Take your time. No, not hurting my hands. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to break thread. So I'm going to tie it off. And I'm going to lift my needle up. And popped out anyway. Oh my God, will you stop already, child? Woo! Don't fart on Tiffy. That's rude and stinky. Okay, go away. That's it. Ugh. Oh, you stinky butt. Pick me my scissors up, please. You can stay in here. You don't have to leave. She is being a stinker. Like, physically stinky. Whew.
Go.
You can go to the bathroom. I think you should.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, let me rethread my needle real quick. I don't have anything really close to me for this. All right, so let me look at some comments real quick. You guys are saying hi and stuff. She is very well behaved. She's trying to be very well behaved, besides gas. Okay, I saw that stuff. It's exactly. I do babysit on weekends also. Yep, I'm also on the weekends with them, Saturdays and Sundays. My day off is Mondays. I know you'd think I would have like So Monday instead, but So Sunday sounded better. I started on Sundays and might as well keep it for Sundays. Mondays is for whatever I can get done when I can get it done. All right, so I don't know how well we're going to see this, but bring this out so I can show you that I quilted around the face so far and the head. And it's not perfect by no means. Can you tell? Around this is where I've quilted so far. There, around that, and then around this part so far. So you can see that it made that pucker a little bit more. So now I'm going to go around the hat, the eyes, and the nose. Or not hat, the bow. Where did I get the word hat from? I don't know. Don't touch the machine, please. So I'm going to go to the nose first. I'm just going to drop my thread, or drop my needle down, pick up my bobbin thread. That I do manually. Pull it all the way to the top. Drop this. And then tie it off. And now without a child on my lap, I could probably do this a little bit more better. I'm going to follow around this nose. Tie it off right here because I don't feel like anything else. So I'm just going to keep tying off, stopping and starting, no big deal. Oops, bring it to the top, pull it away, drop down, pick it up, bring it back to the top. That way I don't have to go underneath this quilt at all. Okay. Next, go around some eyes. Yeah, the face is starting to pooch out. Come on, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Yes, I have them 6 days a week, unless otherwise needed. Hi, Sandy. Welcome. Long time no see. I'm good for now. I am still doing this. All right, so now I'm going to drop my needle around an eye, go around an eye real quick, go around the other eye, and I'll go around the eyelashes too, I think. Just because there's something to outline, bring more definition.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No touch. You were told not to touch Tiffany's machine. All right, back to the beginning. Tie it off. Bring my needle to the top, or the thread back to the top. Snip it, go to the next eye. Same procedure. Over and over and over. And this is a lot of thread breaks, but I think it'll be worth it just going around everything. Okay, go help Scott. Go help Scott. Hi, Sue Ann. Hi, Jody. Husband. Let's see. Sue Ann. Okay. All right, now for the little bow. Bring that bobbin thread up. I seem to waste more bobbin thread bringing it to the top like that, but oh well. So this just kind of gives, so like I already did right here because I went around the top in the first place, but I'm just going to go over it again, over my same stitching, follow it around till I get to the other side to finish the definition of that as well. I'm going to come to where my starting point and then lift my thread, pull my bobbin thread back to the top. That's the part I think that takes the most time, and I don't want to keep cutting the thread because every time I cut the thread then I have little threads on the bottom because it doesn't really cut a lot. I don't know if that makes any sense. It doesn't cut like you think. It always leaves this weird tail. What, baby? I'm still quilting, kiddo.
You still quilting alive.
Yeah, quilting on my live. So now I'm going around these circles.
I will. It's
See, this is the part that's really going to take the longest. There's all these little things. There's not much in here, though. Just trying to have fun with it. And that's what you should be doing, too, when you do panels. Just have fun with it.
Just tap it in.
Try not to pull them out as far, I guess. As long as my bobbin thread is pulled back up so I don't have to snip away the big, huge mess that will be under there if I don't. And since it's on flannel, I don't want to have to try to pick all that away. It'll be hard to see.
I'm trying to just get up.
So how is everybody doing today? Is everybody good? Is everybody ready for the new year?
Yes.
And to think this is my last Sunday of 2019. Then you guys won't see me for a whole nother year. Get it? Because it'll be a year. It'll be next year. I'll look at the comments in a second because I have to really focus my eyeballs to see them. I don't want to put my glasses on and have to take them off and on the whole project. Okay, you go see if Sissy's okay. I use my scissors to pull my thread out so I don't have to move the project around too much. Because I'm already moving it around like crazy. Everything's to the top. Oh, one more little circle. I should have been paying attention. Okay. Might as well just do all their outside parts first. I don't know. Guess you can do it however you want because it is your panel, your project for whomever you are making these for. These actually make great donation quilts, just so that you know. All right, let me look at these comments. Oh, there it is. I read that. Hi, Judy. You've got your pretty hair from there. You've got your pretty hair from there. From where? I don't know. I guess I'm missing something. All right. This is in MLRU. I'm in Topeka. Saying hi, saying hi. Supposed to say holding up, sorry. Why did Google put that supposed to be? You got a pretty helper there. Oh. It's snowing for Sue-Ann. Ready to throw away 2019. Cute panel, says Jody. Hi, Jody. Jen says, I have a panel to quilt, so you're helping inspire me. I can't seem to get going since I was poorly, always tired. Well, yet panels are probably the easiest. You can feel the most crappiest and sit here because all you're doing is outlining, if that's what you want to do, or you can do whatever you want.
I pooped.
Oh my goodness, did you go poop on the potty?
Yes.
Yes, so you're not going to fart in here on me no more?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you're a good girl. Okay, Tiffy's going to start going some more around this. All right, I'm going to go around Pluto now. So I'm going to drop my needle and start going around him. I think I'm going to just outline the big guys and then go through and then figure. No, no touch, baby. You want to say hi? Come on. Come say hi. No?
No.
No? Come here. Come say hi, Sashi. Come on.
Better be. She's
All right.
playing with a piece of thread.
All right, so I'm going to go around Pluto now. And I also am going to go around his ear, which goes into the Monsters, Inc. character.
Hey! Ah!
You want to be on? You want to say hi? You say hi, everyone.
Say hi, look, there you are.
You
Sashi,
can see.
there, look, is that Sashi? Say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Say
Hi.
hi. Hi.
Okay, she wants down. She wants down. Move, Tree.
Hi.
You don't have your phone to read what they're saying?
I don't want to turn it on because I can't put it anywhere right here.
Oh.
Trina has good news then, huh? Yep, she's going poo-poo on the potty all by herself now, which is amazing, let me tell you. Little conversation. I was born in Columbus. Cute little girls. Thank you. It's the James Cancer Center in Columbus. Okay. All right, so I'm going around Pluto now.
Touch.
And again, I'm just using white thread because I don't think there's no need to change color threads through something like this. You know, what would be really cool too is decorative stitches around these. I think would have been cool on another machine. Or maybe like on an embroidery machine, hoop each piece of a panel and do something really cool around them. Like, I don't know, a satin stitch or something. I think that would have been really cool too.
Come on. If you come out, Sissy will come out.
Alright, so just going around this.
Come on, Tree.
Following some previous lines.
Here you go. Sissy's coming out. Come on.
And yes, I'm speeding it up. Okay. Okay, so now that I got around this one, I don't actually have to break thread if I didn't want to. I could actually use the same line to go to the next character. But I'm trying to do the centers first real quick. And usually I don't quilt backwards. I usually quilt towards me. This machine is kind of picky when it comes to free motion quilting backwards. Like if you're just yanking back, it'll break thread really easily. But if you take your time, it should be just fine on whatever machine that you're using. The bottom of this is already outlined. So I'm going to stop on this side, and I'm going to use this side to go around Goofy's ear, because that's Goofy. And then I'll just start outlining everything from here on out. Hopefully without breaking thread. Yes. What? Sorry, so hope it gets better. Tiffany hints in keeping the stitches even on that machine. Keep your, like, adjust your turtle and your hair speed. Adjust that to the perfect speed, and then just keep your hands when you're going at that same. So if you say are at this speed the whole time, please move your hands at the same exact time as your speed. So my stitches, as long as I don't up my foot speed, so you just adjust it down towards turtle more, or depending on how fast you want to go, make your hands go as fast as you're sewing around the project. So I don't have it on a smaller setting, but I kind of have it so I can go fast or slow, because that's just what I do. But I'm going around, as long as you keep that same speed the whole entire time. Yes, baby.
Kisses, hugs.
Okay, kisses and hugs. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love you. I see you on Tuesday.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, see you Tuesday. So the tip to having the same stitch is to keep it consistent. Keep your speed consistent. But if you don't know where you're going next, you know, that's the hard part. And if you're having to adjust constantly and stuff, that's the part that gets a little bit harder. So I'm going to follow this back. Now I'm going to come and do this little, I guess that's Mike from Monsters Inc. I think that's what the little guy's single eye name is. I'm going to go around him now. Following previous lines of Piglet. So just take your time, be steady. You can also adjust the stitch length on the machine to 0, which would help, because that would give no tension for any, your stitch length, how it's going to want to go. Make sure your feed dogs are down too. I've noticed that if you accidentally leave those up, then it messes it up with your stitch length, because I've accidentally not put the feed dogs down before. All right, I'm just going to pull this to the next one and just cut long tails away, because I don't feel like starting and stopping too many more times. So I'm going to go around this eye. See, if I don't move my hands and I'm speeding like that, I'm going to have tiny, tiny stitches. You guys see how fast the needle was going up and down? It's going to be tiny, tiny stitches. But if you move your hands as fast as you're stitching, then your stitch length is going to change. So if you keep it steady, like this, go around. moving your hands as fast, that stitch is going to be the same throughout the whole entire thing. So now I'm just stitching around everything. I'm just going to break all these tails away later, as long as I don't have the little tails to deal with. Move over to his face area. I guess I'm just going to pick it all away later. So I'm just consistently moving the piece as I'm sewing or quilting. Same thing. And if you go too fast, then you're just going to mess it up. So yeah, I'm just keep going from one spot to the next. And nothing on here is perfect. I'm just outlining everything. I think it looks fun. It's just having fun with it. I'm definitely not good with following lines. I am not a good tracer at all. Like, I don't think I've ever been good at tracing. I'm just going to clip all this away later. Now I'm going around the hat. And I'm out of bobbin. Hi, Ramona. Hi, everybody. Been snowing all day. I'm glad it doesn't snow here. Woo-wee. You guys are crazy living in the snow. But then I've said that a bazillion times. We were talking about snow last night. We got rain, snow at an ice rink here. Hey, that's crazy, Vicky. I wouldn't. Nope, couldn't do it. It's been cold here too, like weirdly cold. So before I start some more, I just want to show you guys how that looks when you give it lines. I hope you guys can see that. So when I move from one spot to the other without breaking thread, can you see that line of stitching right here in between? So all these stitches, I'll just go and pick these out, just going from one spot to the next. So I'll just have to pick all these in-betweeners out, but it's a long tail, so I'll just get them from the top and from the back instead of it being just this tiny little itty-bitty tail, which is annoying because I hate those. Then I just have to come through and get these longer stitches. So far, that's where I'm at. You know, it's hard to tell. So now I just need to finish going around the hat because that's where I ran out of thread. Going around all this, make my way down, and then I'll make my way back up this side. Let me look at comments real quick because I can't really. I got that. That's how far I got up. I'm waiting all day for Teresa a couple weeks ago. For Mary, maybe it's headed your way. Hi, Faith. Actually, we got Marie. Actually, with my MS heat intolerance, I feel 200% better when it's cold enough to snow. Not me. Woo-wee. I cannot do snow. Hi, Jeanette. Nope. With my MS, I have to have heat. I am a heat person. I feel better in the summer. I'm not saying that heat doesn't affect me, because it does. I can have issues with heat, but here, I don't know what it is. It's the dryness of where I live and the fact that it's not warm right now. It's actually freezing, but the warmth here helps me. I don't know, something about warmth. Just like I sit in front of my little electric heater quite often because it makes me feel better. Trying to pull my bobbin up. All right, so now I'm just going to finish going around this. And I'm really, really sucking at these stitches, or following the lines, I should say. Sandy says, "Oh no, I hope you get better. Turkey sat there and a lot better. He went to the doctor and has had a note when he goes back to work, but he is doing better now." Oh, sorry, Sandy. Hopefully he gets better. Nephew lives in Austin. Hates cold. Yeah, I can't stand cold. I wonder how anybody with MS lives in cold weather. I personally can't do it. All right, take myself to the next spot. All right, so I'm just going to have lots of long threads from one spot to the next, but I'm just going to keep going around everything. You could take your time or you could speed up. I'm kind of in a little bit of both, but these two panels are definitely not going to look exactly the same. On one, I'll be able to follow the lines. On the other, I'll probably make a big disaster. So far, this one seems to be the disaster, but that's okay. And every time I re-put my needle down, I'm also tying the thread. So it's just one spot to the next, over and over, all the way around. I'm kind of just doing these for the fun of it. I don't have no particular reason to be doing these besides free motion quilting with you guys.
Okay, I'm going to put some progressions.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Do you need anything for me?
Potato chips.
Do you need anything before we go?
Nope.
I thought you didn't. What?
Oh no, I finished them.
Oh, okay. So one bag.
Just one bag.
Okay.
Okay, next. I don't know what that part is. I guess that's part of an ear on that guy. But we'll see. I'm just going to go around it. So now I'm on. I don't know what this guy's name is even. I'm. I don't know all these characters because these are like little. I don't even know how to say the name. Sum or Toon Soon or TSUM. I guess that's a cartoon with baby Disney characters. I don't know. I've never watched it. So this would just be because, and see, my machine doesn't like to go certain ways, so my top just broke. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it does. It's the weirdest thing. It doesn't want to go like up or down or left or right. Especially if I go fast or too slow. have a little threader from Anna, who's here. It works awesome, but I would have to have somewhere to put it. My desk is not really made for a pile of stuff right now. Okay. My Juki does the same thing. Oh, the thread. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Even if I'm really paying attention and going with the flow and turning my little project, it'll break thread just because I went that specific way. I think it's always when I go pull back and pull to the left. Because to the right, I've not really had many problems. Or maybe it is the right. No, it's the left. I know pulling back, it pops the thread out really easily. It's so annoying. It's been 15 days today. They must be sick. Oh, my birthday quilt is, yes, it is. I'm going to get the back together. I haven't even got the border on. It's just folded into the chair. I put these together knowing that I was going to be doing this today instead of doing other stuff. So, Linda said, hello, Tiffany. One family finally caught you live. Been working on my very first churn dash quilt. Ooh, fun. Here's one more tonight. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yes. Tammy says, hey, Tiffany. Hope you're feeling a little better. I look great. Hi, Loretta. Well, so I'm on high dose steroids, very, very high dose steroids to pull me out of my attack. I'm feeling great. Not like perfect. I feel great. Still walking with my cane and having balance and wiggling issues with my legs. They shiver. But I'm kind of attributing that to it being so cold. And even though we have the house heat on, I can't get my legs to warm up. My feet are absolutely, it feels like my feet have some kind of icicle syndrome because they are frozen, and to the touch, to the feel, and it's just a nerve thing. I know, I don't know, but Scott says my feet are freezing too because he's been rubbing them to try to get the circulation into my feet, and I've been rubbing them myself, and I don't know what it is, but from like my knee all the way down my calf into my feet is frozen, but my feet are actually more frozen than my knees. It's the weirdest thing. So I think the weather is what's doing. It's making my joints hurt because it's kind of damp outside from raining here the other day. So if that wasn't happening and it wasn't cold, I'm probably sure I would be completely better from the flare. So it's making its way away. It's finally starting to go away better, but I'm hoping it disappears all the way soon because I've been tired and tired and tired of feeling this way. The only thing that's actually good about this flare is I've been getting a little bit more sleep than normal. So hopefully that part don't go away. Hopefully I could stay getting sleep because I need the sleep. Do you remember what the video name that you made the churn dash quilt in fast motion? Yes, it's a time lapse churn dash or time lapse quilt. I would be able to tell you, but I can't scroll to that. It just says time lapse. There's only three or four time lapse videos, guys. So one of them is the churn dash. The other one is Jacob's ladder. Well, part of doing Jacob's ladder. I should send you feet warmers. They are hunters use. I don't need feet warmers. I've been putting, yes, I got my slippers, Vicky. I don't have them on right now. I can't quilt with them on. It's so weird that the pedal, it slides around and it's annoying, but I have a bunch. My neighbor gave me some other slippers that have like this fleece stuff inside, and they make my feet sweat, but they don't take the cold away. The weirdest thing. So I've tried many, many, many ones. Plus I'm wearing tall socks. So I don't know. When you quilt to the left, is the hook trying to keep up with the D something? You mean this little hook thing? I don't know. I don't know why it does that, Sue Ann. I don't know. And when it goes backwards, I think it's because this is a front, like, it's a front loading needle. So if my machine was turned this way to the front, you know, I think that is kind of how it was supposed to be used. But not sure, because I had issues with it when it was on the frame too. So, and when it was on the frame, it was facing that direction, but I don't think it liked to be rolled around. I think the machine has done so much better just being stationary. And if you keep with the consistent speed and the moving around and stuff of all this, it's not that bad, I guess. I mean, there'll be some thread breaks here and there, because that's just what happens. Okay. That's just what happens. Let me go around these eyebrows here. And I honestly can't tell if, I mean, it looks like it's staying. Everything's keeping up with the thing. I'm going slow though. Just, it's hard to tell. I think it's just something these machines doesn't like or like, you know. It's just picky. It's a picky machine. And now I feel like I need to be in a hurry, I guess, because my foot just pushed on the puddle really hard. Oh, that's funny. Good way to practice circles is to quilt on a panel around all the circles. That's a good tip for you guys. Just follow, find a polka dot fabric and follow all the polka dots. That's how you will get circles. Down becomes muscle memory, especially for free motion quilting. On the long arm, it's a little bit different. Kind of feels like the long arm is out of control in a way when you're trying to do circles if you don't do it right, because it wants to move on like it does. All right, what's next? What's next? So we got Tigger. I really wanted to put Winnie the Pooh flannel on the back of this, but I didn't have enough. Yep, see there it went again. So I don't know what it does. It just unconnects from the needle, I guess. I don't know. It's like it wants to tangle or something. That's why I usually turn the project as I go, especially when free motion quilting on this machine. On the other machine, I don't really have any problems doing that. But then I don't really use that one as often because I don't like that machine. All right, where was I? I'm going to turn it so that I come towards myself so that I stop having this problem. Hey, Come back here. There we go. See, ooh, there's lots of writing, lots of writing. Let's see. Okay. Have you ever done a trip around the world quilt? Are they hard? Like just the regular square kind, or the one that's made with half square triangles? The one that's made with half square triangles, I just did one. I'm trying to think what video it was that I put together. Something scrap. You'd have to look back in my videos. It's browns, blues, and whites, off-whites. It's fully quilted and it's in another room, so I can't show you, but I just did a trip around the world is what they're called. I have done one with regular square squares, but not in a long time, where you have to, you do it in 4 sections where each section is the same, and then you add sashing in between them. I haven't done that in a very, very, very long time, and I don't even have it here to show you guys because someone else has it. I've done quite a few trips around the world, and they are not hard at all. Definitely, Teresa, exactly. They're actually really easy. You have a suggestion for a pattern, as in for a pattern to follow or a pattern to do, Tammy? Me too. One of my favorite patterns to around the world. YouTube has great tutorials on it. Exactly. Go on Google and find a free pattern to download. Pinterest has a lot. Eleanor Burns has a booklet about doing it fast. Pinterest good. I like Eleanor Burns. I got to hang out with Eleanor Burns. You guys probably knew that. Okay, I can do that. Thank you. Eleanor Burns is so awesome. Yes, she's a very sweet woman. Pioneer of modern quilting. Can we find your pattern? Cut your pieces and lay them out on the floor or bed. Pick it up one row at a time. You were lucky to meet her, Tiff. Yes, it was very cool to meet her. Never put mine together except one row at a time. Hi, Jim. Yeah, I would say, is this going to be your first quilt that you're doing? Or, like, have you made a quilt before, Tammy? I'm trying to pay attention. Like I told Scott, I would have put my phone on, but I have nowhere to put it. Usually I stand it up right here, but since I'm free motion quilting, it would get knocked over the whole time. In reality, when I talk to first-time quilters, because I have plenty of people have asked me because they haven't made their first quilt, they watch, but they haven't made their first quilt yet. My usual suggestion is to buy a layer cake, a jelly roll, and or charm pack. Start with those. Get to know your machine and how you're sewing first by sewing those together. Then move on to the next, making half square triangles. Then move on to the next, snowballing corners. Then move on to the next. Honestly, that's the 100% easy way to get a beautiful quilt at the same time, and you can lay things out the way you want to lay them out. But once you get to know your machine, then you know and what you're capable of. That's when everything else starts falling in place and coming together. I learned the hard way in the beginning because I cut up sheets and then sewn them back together, and pretty much for the longest time that's all I did because I needed to get to know what I was doing, and I really sucked at it. I liked to play in the beginning with the decorative stitches on my machine and did all sorts of junk with the decorative stitches. Liked to spell names, actually. I took all my kids' names and I made little banners for them and stuff. I wanted to get to know how the machine works, and I knew how it worked, but I wanted, for quilting purposes, I wanted to know. I wanted to know how putting batting and backing together worked. I wanted to know all those little things. And then once I got used to it, then I moved on to actually assembling a real pattern with directions. And then I found Missouri Star Quilt Company on YouTube because I didn't know it existed, and I started making things off of that. And then it became a lot easier to follow directions on stuff, just because I started with everything else first. So you don't have to rush in the beginning. And if you want to try a pattern, personally, I like cozy quilt patterns because they're very easy to read, and they're very awesome results, and they're made from layer cakes, jelly rolls, fat quarters, and charm packs. So I would say try stuff like that. And yeah, move on to whatever sooner or later, you know. Have fun with it, though. Wow, I'm really doing a horrible job here. On to Mickey Mouse now. At least I'm having fun. That's all that matters. And if you need to wear glasses, put your glasses on so you can see what you're doing when you're free motion quilting. I'm trying to follow the lines, but I'm not very good at following lines. I'm not sure if this is something that's on Mickey or not. I can't tell. No, I guess it goes with those polka dots. Hold on. Okay, so all the hellos. Okay. Much before Eleanor Burns, we used cardboard and cut out with scissors. That's what I used. I showed you guys all that when I brought all my stuff from the garage to the room. The original stuff I used when I first started quilting, I didn't know. I just used what I had. I didn't even have a rotary cutter. I just had an old junk pair of scissors, and I had a sewing machine, an old brother sewing machine. That was horrible. Trust me, it was horrible. Now that you're used to like new machines, you know, and then you try to use an older machine again, it's like, what was I thinking using that older one? So that's why, I mean, it's also good to upgrade machines over years if you can afford it. If you can't, stick with what you have, obviously, but you could definitely feel a difference between machines when you upgrade from something funky and cheap to newer and expensive. That's definitely one thing I can tell. Yes, I quilt a lot, but never made one of those. Oh, just try it. I mean, it's in a video. I did a video of one if you want to go through my videos. It would be like probably 5 or 6 months ago. It would say around the world quilt. Well, I don't think it says half square triangle quilt project, actually. I think something has to do with half square triangles, because I didn't know what I was going to make with them at first when I made all those half square triangles. And quilting. Ah! It would be a piece of cake or an SQC. I've had a class which I need to own. Awesome. SQC was the first channel you subscribed to, but Jim, that was one of my first. I didn't even know anything about online stuff when I first started quilting. She was fun. I'd love to meet Jenny too. Faith, I went 2 retreats there. I got to meet her. She's a hoot. Thank you so much for all the advice. I'm going to make it. Oh, I'm going to Missouri Star to a retreat in May. Can't wait. Awesome, Tammy. I've never been on a retreat. This is my retreat here. I come to my room and I stay in here and do my thing. And then when I'm done, I retreat to my bedroom. And when I'm done in my bedroom, I retreat to my quilting room. Or I retreat to the garage, which has been too cold. So there's nothing out there now that I finished my big one. Jenny is so fun. She came to Idaho to teach us. Wonderful time faces. I think they're trying to phase out Jenny for Missy. Oh, probably because Jenny's getting older and Missy's younger, and they think that to keep the younger crowd quilting using younger faces. But I kind of don't think Jenny will disappear. She's the face of Missouri Star. I mean, in the future, she'll probably want to retire from it, but it's going to be a long time before they phase it out completely. That's if they even do that. Never know. My cat is actually in here because Scott left the door open. He's usually never in here. Probably can't hear him meowing though. He's meowing. He wants attention. Okay, now to get around Mickey's face. And I broke. Boy, that's so annoying. And don't get frustrated. I mean, so annoying. Yes, very annoying. But don't stop quilting just because you're breaking thread a lot. If it does happen, depending on your machine. Some machines you can't really free motion quilt on. And I've learned that already because I've had some Kenmore machines. And I've had some old Brother machines. And I've tried all of them so far. And between this little brother here, the SQ9285, and this Juki and a FAF one that I tried at a friend's house, between the three of those are really good. I mean, the cheap ones, you just have to pay attention, use the correct foot that it requires, you know, for free motion quilting. But don't get frustrated and don't stop just because it's not going your way. And don't walk away from it. Just keep going, slowly rethread machine, and so on and so forth. I wish it wasn't happening. Slow down, take your time, blah, blah, blah. Just don't let the thread breakage or anything that happens, tangling or eyelashes on the bottom with tension, because you do remember you need to turn it upside down and make sure that your tension is good the whole time. I made sure everything was fine before I even started this project on a little scrap piece of fabric, but just make sure everything's good and don't give up. That's what gets people not wanting to free motion quilt, and then they look into long arms or they look into having it done and paying somebody to do it because you're thinking that you can't do it, but you can. Just sit here, be patient with it. Don't scream and yell and give up on the project and throw it in a pile of stuff that you're never going to do again, because I have some of those projects because I did get frustrated in the beginning and I've learned my lesson. Now I stick with it no matter how many times this needle breaks or how many issues I'm going to have, because I'm going to have them no matter what we do. Nothing's perfect. Trying to take my time around here. Speed up in the long sections when I'm going forward. Sometimes I think going slow is what causes more needle breakage than anything else. And I try to slow down for some things. going around eyeballs right now. Oh, all of Tigger's face needs to be done now. And I can start cutting some of these threads away because they're in the way of doing things. Oh yeah, there's more. We go back up. Okay, I think I saw it. Can't wait to go in the treatment. I saw that on. He's going to be doing some traveling. Aha! Jim says the second channel was Quilting Marine. Tips came on one night when I couldn't sleep and I found the live stream on. Awesome, Jim. Well, glad you were on that night and found me. I just machine quilted a twin quilt using a walking foot, and I found me through the Quilting Marine. Actually, a lot of people found me through the Quilting Marine because I went on and watched him quite a bit. I actually, even in the beginning when I started my channel, I watched other people's channels and talked and stuff on their lives. Some people didn't do lives, but I've been watching T-Quilts and Quilting Marine and Mom and Pop Quilt Shop and oh my God, just like a ton of channels since I started. You know, I've been watching them all and just the same. So I know a lot of people probably came to me seeing the name, you know, at first it was Tiffany, the Tattooed Disabled Quilter. That was just too much to remember. So now it's just Tiffany's Quilting Life. But just the same, I think everybody clicked on me. I should strip piece my around the world or cut squares. Are you making it the square version where it's a bunch of, say, the same size squares, say 2.5-inch squares, and just using a number and making it, you know, the same piece over and over and just flipping it so that it creates it from the center? Are you going to be doing it with the half square triangles to where you put them together and it creates a square in the middle and then you echo around it like so, and you can start from any side? Because both those are technically around the world quilts. So just letting you know. And if you're going to strip piece, yeah, you can strip piece those colors in order. If you're repeating them, it's just like making a bargello, honestly, just a 4-quartered bargello, just the same size piece, you know. A good walking foot is so helpful. Exactly. Anna Williams, is that how I find her? That is how I found her. Okay. I just got my first walking foot and it's amazing. You didn't have a walking foot for your sewing machine, Appy? Most come with them now. Mine, this one and my other one came with a walking foot. I did have to order one for my last machine, but these two came with them. I used curve pattern on my genome. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. This is going too fast. I found Poor Man's Sewing first, and she told me about Tiffany. Baby Lock has machines from a couple hundred to 20,000. Exactly. They're expensive. Tiffany, when and where did you meet her? Meet who? Where did I meet who? Are you talking about when I met Eleanor Burns? That was here in town. She came here to Havasu at the quilt show. And she knew me by name, and she knew which quilt was mine, so, which was awesome. So if I saw her again, she'd know it's me, and she'd know which quilt was mine. I found Sandy when looking for a certain pattern. I was just looking for quilting too. Future found Tiff. Mom and Pop Quilt is so good. Yes, I watch Mom and Pop all the time. I like Laura Lynn. She's funny as hell. Oh, let me tell you, that lady's a crack up. She would be someone I would hang out with. Oh, did you guys know that? I would hang out with all of you. Everyone's saying strip piece, I think. I would cut 5-inch squares. 5 inches perfect. And then Tammy says no. Oh, just the squares, same in 4/4. Okay, so then yeah, I would just cut the squares, pre-cut all the squares and lay it out in quarter sections, you know. And then obviously you will have to put your sashing in the middle and then the sides between the squares, which are the squares, but you're starting from the bottom squares. Actually, the closest video I can think of that's most recent is Jordan Fabrics did one. They did it, what is it called? You know, tie quilt. They did a tie quilt that way. They, you know, she showed how to make it though. So look on Jordan Fabrics, definitely. That's the most recent one I can think of that shows, and she made a big one too. So depending on which size, I'm not sure what size squares she used because I haven't watched the video in a while. But that's the most recent one I've watched on making the trip around the world quilt using squares. Faith says, night all, have to get up early. Okay, good night, Faith. We'll see you next time. So I use 5-inch squares, but strip piecing is faster. That's crazy. My comments quit going. I'm sorry, Sandy. I didn't see that there was any on my end. Laura Lynn is a hoot. She makes me laugh. Yes, definitely makes me laugh too. Hi, Faith. Hi, Faith. Yes. Jordan Fabrics has a really good tutorial. Yeah, she shows you step by step through it. That's another one I started watching in the beginning was Jordan Fabrics. As soon as I found Donna, ooh, I was like, this is simple learning here. And then I started, that's about the time I started like trying to design my own patterns because I think like Jenny does on Missouri Star, and I look at something and I say, well, what if I did this? And that's when I started making my things, changing some of the things I've seen done and using the techniques and so on and so forth. So. All right, I'm going to keep going around, ladies. Try to stay the same pace. I think Tigger has the most stuff in his face. He has whiskers and everything for me to do. And it broke again. Okay, I already read that. I think it's on my end because we got rain. Tammy, go on Google and also type in trip around the world. It will give you tons on YouTube videos. No, I don't need anything. Thank you.
Reach stuff for you.
Tammy, I already read that. Tammy says, awesome. I'll go on Jordan Fabrics. Thanks. I will look on YouTube videos. And then Jeanette says, so how did you get started long arming? Did you start like what you're doing now? Okay, so Jeanette, when I started long arming, I started with this machine right here. I got my Juki because my husband realized I needed to change machines. I was making so many quilts and I was having so many frustrations with the machines I had. I had really, really bad machines. Like, let me tell you, I know some people are okay with their old brother machines and Kenmore machines and so on and so forth. Mine really sucked. I was going faster than the machine can be. So I looked into this one. I don't remember who I saw using this Juki, but I looked up a ton of different machines, and it was between this and another brother, and I was like, well, I hate brother already. I was having issues with a brother. Why would I want to get another brother? So there was the brother 1500 something PL something. So I said, no, I don't want to go to that. And then I saw that some people mid-arm, and I was like, okay. So I looked at this, and I found this machine, and then I got talked into a frame. And I knew mid-arming and long-arming. You know, I knew what that was because I had learned from watching videos, but I didn't know anything about it. When I got this, and it came, and we put it on the frame, and I was able to use it on this, or I would put it out on the frame if I needed it. I started using it, and my free motion quilting kind of, I won't say it took off because I'm not really that good with free motion quilting. I have a lot of issues sitting here, and it's kind of painful. And it's not that I don't sit up straight and I can't get comfortable. It's just something about the staring down at it and so on and so forth. So when I put it on the frame, I started noticing the difference between standing there and moving the machine and sitting here. There was a total difference. This makes me hurt. Standing out there, moving the machine, so much easier. I was moving my body at the same time, and I wasn't stationary. My butt wasn't hurting. I was actually moving around and doing something. And then I noticed I started getting good. And I was exceeding the amount of throat space that this offered on a frame. And then my husband started noticing, but I had to deal with it for a while because we don't have the money. And then I found, he says, well, let's try a different machine. I says, well, I want a long arm, an actual machine that's 18 inches or more. And we started looking, and we couldn't find, at first we couldn't find anything. So I went to the company that I bought this from and the frame from originally, and they didn't have a machine that fits my frame that I already had, which was the 10-foot. So instead of using a machine for the new, I had to get a new machine and a new frame. So I had to sell my other frame. But that was last year in November, December. So I've had that machine for a year now. And I have gotten way better. I don't know. I guess I was just meant to be a long armer. I don't know. I mean, I'm not perfect by no means, but I definitely am advanced more than I should be for as long as I've been doing it. I don't know. I just picked up the motion really easily. I find it easier that way. This way is a little bit more on the challenging side because I get annoyed sitting here and I want to stop. And I mean, I still free motion quilt though. I mainly little projects like this and or little stuff like this, you know, like pot holders and little things. This is all just free motion. This is very close free motion quilting, but I still do stuff like this, you know, but definitely take all the bigger projects. I'm tired of wrestling it all in this little machine. I definitely enjoy the fact that now I can take the bigger projects and load them on a frame and quilt them. So that's how I got into long arming. I just kind of pain and issues is what brought me to it. Plus, I'm fascinated by it. And I also, I mean, someday if I can ever afford it, I will get the computerized system if I needed to move more quilts through. But since I don't get a lot of business and I just kind of do my own thing, it's good that I don't have the computer system going to waste and I do my own thing. I just naturally come up with stuff. And I think that I let my creativity shine with that, I guess, if that makes any sense. The free motion quilting was my thing, but on a long arm, not sit down, I guess. Because that's the way I prefer it. So yeah, I'll look at the comments in a second. I'm going around eyebrows. Trying to move it around a lot because I don't really want to follow the same lines over and over again. It's different backtracking this way than backtracking other ways. These little panels suck. It's looking horrible. I'm glad you guys can't see my quilting. But that's fine because nobody will ever know. It looks horrible for me. Compared to what I can do outside, this is horrible. It probably would help if you're wearing gloves and stuff, but I'm not doing that. Okay, what am I missing? What am I missing? I think this whole side beside. Nope, Mickey's done. All right, let me cut this and.
Doesn't look horrible. You even went around Tigger's eyebrows. That's cute.
It's not like meant to be perfect.
That looks cute. What's so horrible?
Oh, nothing.
You always put down your work. Your work
We
is
all
good.
do the same thing ourselves. You guys do the same thing that I do. We all put down our own work. It's just
Work
what we
is
do.
nice.
Oh my goodness.
Horrible.
Okay, hold on. We got another Teresa here. I can see. Let me scroll through these real quick. They're all saying hi to you, Scott. So that's how I got started. Okay, I already said that. Okay, just wanted to. Okay, just watched your churn dash quilt time lapse. Got dizzy, but got the gist of it. Hope it helps. You know, I got to tell you guys this. My churn dash time lapse video and all my other time lapse videos are actually more popular than any of my other videos. They got the most comments, the most likes, the most views, and so on and so forth. Weirdest thing. So, yeah. So I said hi to Teresa Louise Quilting. Loretta said hi. I just wanted to. Okay, I already saw that nice cup of hot tea. Where's mine? Sue Ann, very perfect. Nice cup of water over there. LOL. Gee, thanks. Physically, it's harder to sit and quilt. Yes, exactly. And if you have medical problems, that's what makes it sitting to quilt worse. I mean, if you're 100% healthy and you don't really have issues with MS or fibromyalgia or arthritis or anything, sit down quilting is probably awesome. But it also helps if you're not sitting like I am on a high table. If your table and your vision field and your arms are down further. See, I'm kind of up high because of the situation I am in with my table, but I like the high cutting table. If my machine was set into the table where my arms, instead of being up here, causing me to be tense, I think it would be easier if my arms were down with the machine level with the table. You know, it wouldn't be such an issue. But personally, I have, even though I cut out to my table and I have this other table that's all set in, it's not, it still doesn't seem to work for me. I mean, other people probably have bigger trays, but they do make mid arms like the Sweet 16, the Handy Quilter Sweet 16, and so on and so forth, that are built into a table, and the machine is sideways, and they're built so that when you sit there, your arms are down here instead of up here, like I am right now. Your visual field and your hand field are all in the perfect position for working. So that's why a lot of people prefer those kind of machines over this, is having a mid arm. So yeah, this is a little bit physically harder for like my situation, I guess, and some of yours as well. But if you're healthy and stuff and you have no problems and you work out every day and you can stretch and so on and not have tons of pain, then, you know, it probably is easier to free motion quilt. Good, hubby. Yes, I've seen Elmore Rock Pool. Your table height is great. Yeah, I like the height of this table. I also like when I'm piecing, even though my body is, like I said, I like when I'm piecing that it's up like this. I don't know why. I prefer it this way. And once I have the machine set into a table, it's also just as good because I'm right above the project. I like the high table. That's one thing that I've gotten used to, is the high table. And if I need to stand when I'm, you know, feeling that mood where I need to just stand, I can stand here and still be just as level and not hunched over, you know, hunkering over. But it ends up happening. I guess we just don't pay attention while we're working. We become closer and closer to our project and just like, you know, as we go. But I've noticed it happening to myself. Just like your shoulders will go up and your elbows will go out and you'll want to do this and you'll want to move around, and just, you know, make sure you take pauses, I guess, if you're not used to it, and stretch. Tiffany, would still have a problem using a mid arm? Probably. The sit down kind, I probably would still. Sweet 16 machine, but it will never happen. You know, Vicki, they have some Facebook Marketplace. I just saw one, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, just randomly. I saw one for sale. The lady had it for like $2,300. That's like super duper cheap with the table, and she had extra bobbins and all sorts of thread to go with it. And she had the nice cabinet that has the fold up on the end, the ends of the cabinet folded up, and she had like a little storage unit. All of it went with it for like $2,300. So, I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I would look on Facebook Marketplace when you have the money to afford one. Search there. I mean, it's got to have the same warranty from transfer to transfer, because that warranty, like the machine part, goes with the machines. So I don't think that part is a big deal when you're buying used. I would just look around or whatever you could afford. All right, so I'm moving on to these next ones. So I've been on for an hour and 31 minutes already. I need to eat soon too.
You can take a break and eat and come back.
Oh, no, they know what I'm doing here. Where am I? Okay.
Hi, everyone. Well, you have this right in front. I can't even read that.
I know. I needed it close so that I can read. Or else, you know me, I wouldn't be able to see it. But I've seen some really good deals looking on Facebook, and there's a Quilt Everything So It's For Sale group. Join that. There's so many people. There's a long arm and accessory group that you can join for sewing. And if you can get around the country, you know, like say you're in Texas and the long arm is in New Mexico. Those are close. I mean, we wouldn't. Every long arm I found when we were shopping I was looking for a gamel at first because I was finding gamels for like under $10,000 used ones. And at first I wanted one, and it would come with all the stuff. And every single one I found was like in New York and in Florida and across the country, to where it would have costed me an arm and a leg to even move it and ship it myself here, or even pick it up. We'd have to have a truck to move everything. So
yeah, they ain't lightweight.
So we just decided to stick with the company that's in California because it's close and they delivered. But in reality, if you're going to go that way, find something that's close to you. Join those groups. If you're going to hunt for a new long arm or something, or a mid arm, or even the sewing machines itself.
Teresa wants to know what the groups are again.
Okay, so on Facebook, there's So It's For Sale. Me and Scott are both on. No, you're on long arm and accessories, aren't you?
I'm on 3 different ones. I'm not sure.
There's So It's For Sale. It's called So It's For Sale, SEW, It's For Sale. Then there's Long Arm Quilting Something Supplies. I'm in them all. If you go on my Facebook, I think you'd be able to see what groups I'm in. I'm not sure if that's private or not. But yeah, I am in all of these, lots of them. There's Quilting Something For Sale. There's all sorts of groups on Facebook.
Hold on, I got my phone.
They're really, there's some of them, they sell like, not just used machines, but you can buy pantographs for long arm quilting. You can buy all sorts of stuff that these people sell.
Okay, there's long arm and accessories for sale. Quilters
Marketplace. That's the other one I couldn't think of.
And then
yeah, I was
Quilters
on
Classified.
Groups, but you could find the used machines and everything if it's close to you.
Those are the 3 I belong to. I think I would belong to a 4th one, but I don't know. I only joined them to try and help sell some of her quilts because she has so many that she made, and in order to pay for the machine that's in the garage that costs thousands of dollars, it'd be nice to sell some. But it's harder than people think. It's not a make money business. It's something you have to do as a hobby or for fun. She does want to write a book though in the future, guys.
Thinking about it. Hasn't happened. This thing is really sucking.
Oh, I know it takes time to build a business. We both had our own businesses. We still do the in-home daycare.
It's
I had
not
a
really
handyman
an in-home
business.
daycare.
I had a handyman business at one time. I know.
It's not really daycare anymore.
No.
It's just taking care of 2 little girls.
At one time, it was a daycare.
I guess that's his mouth.
Do you do pantyhose or pantographs? Sorry.
I don't know. I've never done one actually. I've actually, the closest I've gotten is when I first got my machine and I didn't have my front screen or handles or anything. I drew on a piece of paper. I wrote on a piece of paper, and then I had this pin thing, and it went to when this machine was on the other frame, and it didn't work with my new one, but I used it. I hooked it to the end just to see how it works, and I used that pen thing to follow from the back side to the front on just a practice jump fabric thing that I was working on. I'm not really good at following it. And then when my laser came, because I got a laser for it, to do all that, I have the laser. I don't even know how it hooks up. When that came, I never went and got a pantograph. I was going to buy one. The quilt shop had them for like $8.99 or $14.99 or something. I never got one, and I just said, screw it. I do really good on my own without all that. So, but I do have the laser for my machine to be able to do it when I finally do.
She says, that's awesome. I don't have that much imagination. And
Yeah,
Sue Ann said she got her long arm 6 years ago from a friend that didn't want it anymore. It was made in Utah, and she's very happy with it.
Yeah, that's what mine was made, is in Utah.
She does all freehand work on hers.
Yeah.
That's what
all
Tiffy
I
does.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, I do ruler work and stuff too, but yeah, I have fun with it. Sometimes I take my time and pay attention to what I'm doing, you know. Sometimes I just rush through a project, but it still comes out okay. Took a while to get used to the machine, but
Well, yeah, when we were looking, guys, we weren't going to go brand new either. There was a lot of people in around us that had in around the Vegas and Laughlin and that area. But the thing was, we don't have a truck even, so to get it down here was even harder. To drive all the way up there and look at it, and then find a way to get it down here. But yeah, that's how a lot of people get them. Women have them and don't use them anymore and don't know what to do with them. They take up so much room.
Some women, if a family member dies and they had one, and
yeah,
and the family don't know what to do with it, so they list it and they don't know how much the family member actually paid for it, so they just put it for a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 and say, here you go, have fun. But it's getting to them. That's the problem. If you don't have a truck or a way to move it or ship it to yourself or whatever.
And when we sold her mid-arm, which took a while, but we were lucky enough to sell it, they came in an RV, and we still had to take it.
New Mexico, right?
Yeah, from New Mexico. And we still had to take it apart in pieces to get it in their RV. They brought a huge RV. The kind of the side even slides out of, and we still couldn't fit it in there. We had to take it all apart. And we did a real quick take apart. I hope they remembered how to put it back together, because we did a quick, fast, and in a hurry. They didn't want to take their time, and neither did we, I guess. The husband said he'd remember, so we just started taking apart and throwing pieces in. Yeah, so Ann only spent $1,000 on hers. They're saying she got a deal, which she did.
Yeah.
You got a deal. Yeah, we went to the quilt shop in town, and they sell used ones there, and their used ones were all around 10 grand or more. Because they teach classes there, so they have used ones that the women come to use in classes.
Yeah, it took a while before I found what I wanted. We were searching for a long time, it seemed like.
Well, when she first started, we didn't know. She didn't know that the one we bought couldn't do.
What I was trying
Was it,
to do.
it's a mid-arm, right? Is what that one
Yeah.
was called? Yeah, we didn't know a mid-arm one. We had no idea. Teresa Louise Quilting, only free motions too. She says someday she might get a computer for it.
Yeah, I can't afford the computer system for mine because it's like another $10,000 and we don't have that and never will.
Plus, we're against it. We like doing the freehand thing. I think it's more personal, and so does my wife.
Yeah, I like doing my own thing. Definitely.
If you have the computer and everything to it, you might as well go and buy something at Walmart. It seems like it's just too fabricated to me. I don't know. Not to make fun of anyone out there that does it that way. I'm just old school. I grew up, my grandma actually used to do quilting when the ladies sat around the big wooden frame and they each had a section. My grandma did that in her basement.
Go away.
He's mad. He wants food. His bowl is empty and he wants to be fed.
You guys know I love my cat to death, but I don't want him in here. Because when I tell someone my stuff is smoke and pet free, it is smoke and pet free, because I get a lot of customers with newborn babies and for custom quilts, and I can't have the cats and have a cat and smoke and all that kind of stuff on my stuff. So nothing against any of you that smoke and have pets in your rooms, but just because I make a lot of custom quilts for people, I got to stay away from letting him come. He's allowed to come in here, but he has a habit of rubbing himself all over everything. I try to keep him off. Oops.
Off, no two hands, no computer.
I went around him, but I didn't go around this side. How weird is that? All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit more, and then I'm going to get off of here because I'm starting to get hungry and very tired. I tire easily. Some of you know that. And I haven't actually done anything in here in a while. So this is the first time I've done anything since I put together the birthday quilt. And I didn't even finish that. I got to put a border on it. Just one, though. And I didn't have enough of the butterfly fabric that I wanted to use. So actually, I'm going to have Scott bring over those two fabrics. I don't know which one to choose as the border. Okay, can you grab those?
The reds?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you guys help me? I like the color red
also. Hold them up, or
also.
do you want me to? Oh, okay.
Here's one of my choices is red with paisleys.
That's what those are called, is paisleys?
Yes.
Okay.
For a border for my birthday quilt, and or because I'm a country cowgirl type girl and I play guitar, I was thinking this one with the guitars and the bandanas and the cowgirl boots and the hat. So I don't know. It was a choice between the two of these because I have enough yardage of the two of these to go all the way around. Because like I said, that quilt is kind of big, and I'm going to do a 4.5-inch border so I can get a nice hangover size. So
they're both a nice bright red. I don't know
for
how
my
good
birthday
it shows
quilt,
up
I don't
on
know
there.
which one to choose. I'm thinking this one, but this one's also nice. So I figured I'd ask you guys while I was here.
Well, we're getting some of both. Linda says the guitars. Sue Ann says the paisleys.
Oh, we got another one.
Anna says the guitars. I like red too. Yep.
Yeah, I like all sorts of colors. Purple's my favorite, but the one that I have with the butterflies, I don't have enough fabric to go all the way around, and I don't want to have to make it smaller. So mostly this one.
I don't know. A lot of them are coming in with guitars.
This was my main choice since I couldn't do butterflies, and I don't have anything else to use on it. So I don't want to use any fabric that has glitter because I am going to be either hanging it or using it, just the switch off. So, all right, guys, well, then I'm going with this one around the birthday quilt. So it's got guitars and cowboy hats and cowboy boots and bandanas on it. All right. Choice made. Yeah,
I'm dropping.
like I said, my favorite one was the one with guitars. So
Enough go.
that's
Purple.
fine.
Purple paper.
Yeah, I had that decision the other day. I was like, should I cut the border or should I wait to ask everyone? So it's a good thing I'm here right now and thought about it because I was able to ask.
See, I like Jim. Jim says use your favorite. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
my
what I
favorite
said.
one of those two was the one with the guitars. So.
Oh, and then we had another Paisley's.
Oh, I got a tangle.
Tammy says guitars.
Yeah, I like them. I like them both, but I prefer the one with the guitars.
So that's what a Paisley is, huh?
You didn't know that? I've said that over our shower curtain a bazillion times. Our shower curtain is Paisley's.
I don't pay attention, I guess.
Don't ask me why it's called Paisley and not some weird loop-de-loopy.
We're in the shower. I'm thinking of other things, apparently.
Alrighty. So I'm going to finish this area right here, and then I'm probably going to get off of here because I'm like starting to get arm fatigue really bad. You can tell I don't free motion quilt every day. I get tired so quick. And I really have been taking a lot of stops too. Got his little ear thing to do, and then I think that's it.
Still in here with you guys?
Probably.
Yep, y'all are stealing my phone with my old piece of junk phone. See, they understand. Sue-Ann says Scott is a guy. See? You know what Paisley's are. She also says, go eat and take a break. I tell her that all the time. She don't listen to me.
I have a bad habit of forgetting to eat and forgetting to this and forgetting to that. I don't see how I can, though. I feel hungry because those steroids have made me really hungry, but once I start eating, I don't want to keep eating. Although I have eaten a whole pan of enchiladas to myself in the last couple days. And when I say whole pan, I'm talking like 8 enchiladas or more.
Oh, no.
Yes,
about 6.
I've had 7.
Okay.
The last one in there would have made 8.
Okay.
And I don't want it because I'm tired and full of bean.
Okay.
All right. So far, let me just show you guys where I'm at upside down.
We gave our neighbor 2 because he made a big stink when I told him that we were doing enchiladas and how that's like his favorite food. And he still hasn't eaten them. And I keep telling him if he doesn't eat them soon, I'm going to come raid his fridge.
All right. So far, that's where I'm at. I did this. I didn't go around Pluto's eyes yet, but I went around the eyes and ears of all that side. Down here, this guy. I still have to go around the eyes and the poo.
Did you ask
Pluto?
Did they know who this one's supposed to be?
That's Daisy Duck.
That's Daisy Duck.
And that's
okay.
Donald
I knew
Duck.
that was Donald. I never would have thought that's
this
Daisy.
one. We don't know who that. Felix the cat is what it looks like to me. But
I don't even think
there's
Felix is a Disney. These are all
so
Disney.
I'm gonna do Pooh. What are their names? The chipmunks. Chippendale, and then this guy, and then Olaf from Frozen. So those are the ones that haven't been done, and then the eyes in these. So yeah, that's as far as I am. But you guys could see, look at that, the definition just from going around. Like you could tell just in the picture of the video, the definition from just going around them, and even if it's not perfect.
They're all saying it's cute.
You guys could just do this with a panel. Just take any panel that's cute, kid-like, and just follow around. Have fun with it. And I'm telling you, it doesn't need much. And then finish it off, bind it, and give it to or donate or present or whatever to somebody. This is the easiest way to give a gift. And it actually doesn't take that long. I'm just taking forever because I'm, in a lot of pain.
Lisa says it looks like the kitty from Pinocchio.
Oh, this one? Oh, that's probably what it could be.
That is a Disney. These are all Disney.
Could be. What is the kitty from Pinocchio's name?
I don't know. We haven't watched Pinocchio with the girls yet.
Time, yeah.
It's one we haven't watched with them.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off of here. I'm glad you guys could all join me. Does anybody have any questions about free motion quilting. I mean, I know I can't show like right here for you guys to watch, and you didn't really want to see it anyway because I did.
Yes, we got the long arm new.
Oh, are they asking about the long arm? Yep, got it brand new because couldn't find anything used in our area that we can, you know, there would have been, we needed a truck and all that kind of stuff. So
Jim says that it's very nice. The quilting made a difference.
Yeah,
they're all saying it's cute.
All I'm doing is going around it, and you know, now that I didn't do any of that, I just sit and pluck all these threads, and then I'll go on the back and.
Swan wants to know, what bat did you use? Did they mean batting?
It's an 80-20 batting. That's 3/4 inch. I use 3/4 inch batting. I like the loft. So I went outside and cut some off of my roll. And yeah. And I was able to cut enough to fit 2 quilts because I'm doing 2 of these.
Figaro is the cat. They're all saying.
Figaro. Okay. I knew it was something. I don't ever remember really exactly names. But.
Okay, real quick, they want to know, what stitch length did you use for free motion quilting? Lisa just came on and she wants to know.
Any stitch length. Honestly, you create your stitch length when you free motion quilt with a free motion foot. I usually have my machine at like between 3 and 5. I'll set the machine because I create my stitch length.
Bye, Sandy.
By how fast you quilt. So if you're moving your hands super fast as you're quilting, so say I'm using the machine, it's going up and down, and you do this with your hands, you're going to have a really, really, really big stitch length. If you're moving, like I've explained earlier in the video, when the machine's going up and down, up and down, up and down, if you're moving your hands within that, just like this, in a slow-mo kind of way, and then following it around within your speed, and you keep a consistent speed, adjusting your thing down to the turtle closely, you know, and then moving it up as you feel comfortable, then your stitch length is going to be equal and persistent the whole entire time. This way that I kind of was just whatever, my stitch length's probably really, really tight in some areas and really, really loose in some areas. It's not really consistent as much as I would have liked, but it's because I was talking and doing this at the same time. So I was having fun with it, being creative. So yeah, there's no stitch length specifically unless you have a stitch
Teresa
regulator.
says make sure you drop your feed dogs.
Yeah, make sure you drop your feed dogs. Mine has a lever right on the front. Most machines, it's back on the back side, down under here. Like you lift this up. Most machines have it right here on this back panel. This machine doesn't. It's right here on the front, making it so easy because these machines were built for free motion quilting. So they definitely put the feed dogs right in a convenient spot. And I think all machines should actually have it that way. But I had one machine, a Kenmore, that had them way back here on this back side where I couldn't even see it. So I've been through quite a few machines now that I did not like. So, and this one has its issues with free motion quilting. You find your thing. You find your balance when you start doing it. It took me a while, like I said. So now that I have it, I do okay. I know that going backwards breaks my thread and moving sideways breaks my thread. Anything forward, I'm usually pretty darn good. I don't have thread breakage. So, all right. Any other questions, guys?
So far, that's it. They're all saying good night.
You find your stickers. Those were sent to me by a fan. Who got them for me?
I can't think.
Anna,
it's been a long time.
I think these are from Anna.
Yeah, I know it was a fan that sent them to you.
Yeah, because she sent the shirts, these things.
I remember the gloves.
I have a really bad memory, guys, so I try to remember who sent what. But these are from a fan. She actually put the link in one of the. Did she comment on one of these? I think it's on Facebook. She said where she got them, but I don't remember, and I don't know if she's still here yet. So. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off of here and go eat and stuff. And I'm glad you guys all could join me. And I hope you guys are sewing on a Sunday because it's the day that we have nothing else better to do but sit and sew. So
good night, everyone.
See you guys next time. Good night. And by the time I see you guys again, it'll be another year. Yeah. Holy moly.
Yep.
So happy New Year's to all in advance. And I will see you guys next time I am live. Bye.